Meet the Jamesons was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, but dabba-do!
Jamesons, meet the Jamesons, they're the modern suburban family. From the Erie Valley, they're a house right down on William Street. Let's ride in the family minivan, wave hi to every neighbor that we can. When you're with the Jamesons, have a yabba dabba do time, a dabba do time. We'll have a straight old time.
One interior, the Jameson living room. Betty Jameson enters the Jameson family residence carrying an armful of grocery bags.
Kids, come help your mother with the groceries.
She is cut off by the wailing of her husband sobbing on the living room floor. She was hoping his hospitalization would allow her at least a week free from his antics, but here he is. Looks like girls' night is off.
James, why are you not in the hospital right now? The doctor said you should be there for over a week.
James, quieting his sobs, looks over to his wife, sniffling.
Oh, hiya, honey. Yeah, the doctor told me I have some rare condition called armatura narrativa. I don't know what that means, but I don't have a single scratch on me.
That's nice, dear. Now, why are you breaking down in the middle of our living room? Your soaps, I presume?
No, I'm actually happy now they decided to stop the filler and get straight to the good stuff. It's because, well, I might have just lost us some money.
James, how did you lose us money?
Well, this morning.
To interior, Jameson living room, flashback. James Jameson is sitting in his fatherly recliner. All suburban dads have a fatherly recliner, watching the newest episode of Vala Hills. The phone rings with a number James doesn't recognize. He, of course, answers anyway.
Jameson residence, this is James speaking.
Hello, my friend. My name is Rajesh at Kyrgyzstan. I am calling to inform you of all of the amazing bundles we have for purchase for you today.
No thank you. I'm not.
Sir, we have many bundles for you today, ranging from a variety of affordable prices such as our highly popular salsa bundle, which will make all the pretty girls want to dance and take out our other pants.
What?
Yes, bundles. So many bundles for you, sir. How many should I put you down for?
Well, what's the prices for these, bundles?
So many prices, so little time, my friend. Do not think about money. Think about the amazing things our bundles can do for you. Trust our internet. There's a bundle for that. Want to see Bobs and Fashion? There is a bundle for that too, my friend. We have family bundles, business bundles, bundles for insurance, bundles for your interests. Any bundle you want, we've got, my friend.
Anything I want?
Yes, anything, my friend. But for you, I have a very special bundle, and only you have the chance to obtain such a deal on this bundle.
Special for me?
Yes, for you, the variety bundle, a little bit of everything for a man of many tastes. You want this bundle? Special deal for you on this amazing bundle. All I need is your credit card information and social security number.
Wait a minute. How do I know this isn't a scam?
Sir, please, if this was a scam, I would not have any product for you. We would just take your money. But I am offering you these bundles for purchase, therefore it cannot be a scam.
Well, when you put it that way, okay then.
3 interior Jameson living room. Betty is furious and not at all trying to hide it.
You got scammed by a guy over the phone selling... What was it?
Bundles.
Bundles? How much did you lose, James?
Okay, don't be mad.
How much, James?
$4,000?
Betty doesn't reply to this. She stares at him and begins laughing to herself.
For a moment there, I could have sworn you said $4,000.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, right?
James Bennett Jameson, if you do not walk out right now, get a second job, and earn back that money, I swear that armature, whatever the hella, won't stop me from putting you back into the hospital.
Okay, to the minivan!
James Jameson pulls into the Edie Groceries parking lot. As he's getting out of his minivan, James sees Carl Wiseman enter the store, not at all unrecognizable in any way. For interior, Edie Groceries. Carl Wiseman walks into the store wearing a pair of shades along with his usual plain attire. Clarence, the senior store manager, is at the cash register next to the small cooler for the flowers. Everyone is unsure why Edie Groceries sells flowers, but it's probably because they wanted to compete with the tiny flower shop, Flowers and Gifts, across the street. Carl walks towards the register. The two men begin to speak, rushing their words.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Carl proceeds to take off his shades, which somehow makes Clarence realize who he is.
Oh, hi, Carl. I didn't know it was you.
Clarence grabs a dozen red roses from the cooler.
Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
He waves to a cactus near the entrance as he starts to leave.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Carl proceeds to leave the store, and Clarence rubs his head.
Wait, that's a cactus.
James walks into the store, past a cactus with a little name tag on it that reads Cuddles. He finds this a little unusual, but extremely adorable. It almost makes him want to hug the cactus, but the many prickers quickly change his mind. James walks up to Clarence, who in an effort to make things not awkward, pretends like he doesn't recognize the guy that yelled at him about the price of shrimp.
$10 for a ring of shrimp?
Hello, sir. Welcome to Edie Groceries. What can I help you with today?
Hi, I'm looking for a job here. You got an application?
You're hired, sir.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
Sir, as much as I love my job, how many people do you think actually want to work here?
Fair enough.
Clarence and James proceed to the employee lounge to get James in uniform, which is a brown vest and a colored button-up shirt, where a small group of women huddle around the microwave. They seem to be cooking a large amount of microwavable macaroni and cheese.
What are they?
I've learned it's better not to ask.
James changes into his new work attire and follows Clarence out into the store. Many people are idly shopping around them.
As senior store manager, it is my duty to show you the ropes, the basics, and everything in between. Now that you're suited up, I'll introduce you to fellow coworkers. Yeah!
Clarence, not paying any attention to where he was going, bumps into a young lady, knocking the boxes out of her hands.
Oh my god! Gag me with a spoon! Watch where you're going, silly!
Lindsay is a tall, bleached blonde girl who blinks far more than a person should. She has very wide eyes, and her mouth constantly hangs open just a little. James helps pull Clarence to his feet, who immediately begins picking up the drop boxes at a breakneck pace.
Lindsay, I am so sorry. Oh dear, I was not at all watching where I was.
Clarence quickly stands, hands Lindsay the boxes she was carrying, and clears his throat.
Let this be a lesson for you, Mr. Jameson. Do not do as I just did. The first step to being successful on the work floor is staying vigilant. Being aware of your surroundings can lead to the avoidance of a terrible spill, tumble, or trip.
Yeah, got it.
Oh my god! You must be the new guy the boss was telling everyone about! Clarence, you should probably take him to see Mr. Elmsworth, by the way, but oh my god! Gag me with a spoon! What an introduction! My name is Lindsay!
Lindsay is the assistant manager.
James, it's a pleasure.
Wait, are you showing him the ropes, the basics, and everything in between?
Lindsay throws the boxes over her shoulder, their contents once again sprawling out onto the floor.
Oh my god, I want to join in too! This is always fun! So much more fun than those boxes! Come on, let's go!
Lindsay, you can't just throw the... Oh, jeez. Wait up, guys. Sherry, pick up the boxes on aisle 4, please.
Clarence and James leave to continue introduction day, with Lindsay now alongside them. They don't walk too far before James stops to ask a question.
Hey, just curious, what's with the cactus by the door? It's got a little name tag?
Oh, that's Cuddles, the security guard. Don't let the cute demeanor fool you. They'll wreck someone up if they get too rowdy.
Noted.
Anyway, this is our hardware department, and this is Carver Dan, our hardware specialist.
Behind the small counter sits an older man, whittling away at some wood, his hair and beard both the color of graying Queensland walnut wood. He barely notices the group due to his investment in his little project, but when he does, he stands, tips his hat, and shakes James's hand.
Why, hello there, I'm Carver Dan. I oversee the hardware department of this fine little place.
James, it's a pleasure. What's that you're working on over there?
James points to the small wooden object on the desk beside them, and Carver Dan's eyes light up.
Oh, I was just doing some carving. I made a duck.
Expecting a little wooden duck, James is amazed to see an immaculate and thoroughly detailed waterfowl made entirely of wood. It is so lifelike, James is surprised it isn't trying to fly away.
Holy crow!
No, it's a duck.
Carver Dan continues his whittling, and the group continues their tour. Clarence, leading the group, proceeds down some aisles, clearly looking for something, or someone. Frustrated, he calls out,
Are you ready?
A loud, booming reply is heard from a different part of the store.
Bone size ready? Oh, he's in aisle 13.
James leans over to Lindsay, whispering,
How the hell could he possibly know which aisle that came from?
Oh my god, he takes his job really seriously. Maybe a little too seriously. Like, gag me with a spoon? He's been manager for as long as I've been here, but probably even longer than that. He knows this place like the back of his hand.
The group turns into aisle 13 to find an extremely large, muscular man stocking shelves. Actually, muscular is an understatement. This guy is jacked, ripped, whatever terminology it'll take for you to envision a veritable mountain of muscle. He has long black hair that droops down over his face and tattoos covering most of his skin. He has a tattoo of a black teardrop under his left eye.
This is Bonesaw, one of our shelf stockers.
Unlike anyone with an ounce of common sense, James points at the hulking man.
Wait, doesn't that tattoo mean you killed somebody in prison?
No, fool! I got it to show that even though I'm big and mean on the outside, I'm aware of my emotions on the inside.
Aw, that's adorable.
I'll still kill you.
Okay, I'm shutting up now.
With that, Clarence takes the group in a different direction while Bonesaw continues to put away some boxes on the top shelf. Yeah, he's that tall. Clarence and Lindsay take James around the rest of the store, showing him where things are, where things go, and how to do his job. The group approaches the front of the store, the line of registers full of employees bringing up items. One of the employees has a mask on, or that's what it appears to be. Maybe it's just his face? Regardless, he's standing there with his arms crossed, muttering something to the customer in front of him, who seems to be trying to give him a hard time. The cashier is having none of this customer's shit, and refuses to continue scanning his items. Clarence sees this and quickly goes to defuse the situation, while James and Lindsay watch from afar.
No, Monotone Man, what seems to be the problem this time?
The cashier known as Monotone Man rolls his eyes. Yes, you heard that correctly. The straight-faced mask rolls its eyes. Maybe that is his face?
This dipshit thinks he can use an expired coupon here. After telling him there's nothing I could do to help, he proceeded to get not so friendly with me. I told him the coupon was as expired as his mother's corpse in the dirt, which he didn't respond kindly to either. We threw some things around, used some obscenities, and this baboon did the equivalent of spanking his bright red ass on my countertop by throwing a little hissy fit and demanding to see my supervisor.
Okay, please tell me that was when you were gonna come get me, right?
I mean, hell, his glasses are so thick.
Skip for
He
time,
looks like
laugh
an
track,
insect,
back to
even
Clarence.
though he has the facial structure of a disfigured rodent. This man looks like the kind of guy that would go to a public library and stare at underage women over the top of his newspaper. Then, when his disfigured face turned bright red and angry, I figured it was the appropriate time to call you. Not because I needed your assistance, but because I just need someone to take Mr. Heterocephalus Glabber or whatever off my hands because I needed to vomit up the lunch I didn't eat at the lunch break my boss didn't give me. All because of this man's attitude, physical appearance, and a lack of basic understanding of what a fucking coupon is.
I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot give you this coupon's discount. There's an expiration date. I also apologize for everything my employees said to you. You look, never mind. Have a nice day, sir.
The man leaves, storming past James and Lindsay and out the door. Clarence approaches James and Lindsay, about to apologize for that commotion when he realizes they weren't paying attention to it. Their gaze was instead locked on a different cashier, an elderly man who had an extremely long line of customers waiting.
Oh, that's Mr. Henderson. He's trying his best.
Mr. Henderson pauses, dropping the change he was counting back into the register.
What? Did you call me Shinny?
No, Mr. Henderson, keep doing what you're doing, but a quicker pace would be nice. Your line is getting pretty long.
I'll get to them when I get to them and not a second before. Kids these days got no damn patience. Now let's see. Oh, dang nabbit, I lost count. Your total is 62 cents. 1 cent. 2 cents.
Today is a surprisingly busy day for Edie Groceries. It's almost as though many characters needed to be introduced, so we put them all in one place at one time. That aside, there is one register that has no line. Standing beside it is a depressed-looking man who James recognizes as Jerry Bum, that guy at the end of the street.
Hey, Jerry, boss has some new things for you to do.
What is it this time, Lawrence?
It's Clarence. It says so right here on my name tag. I've been your manager for years. How do you not get this right?
What the fuck ever? What do I gotta do now?
This week we're having a huge sale on Ronald's burger patties, buns, and accessories.
Ronald's? That was always Starla's favorite brand of burger. She wouldn't let me buy any other brand. Starla!
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to put on the burger costume in your back room and stand outside to advertise the sale. Can you do that for me?
Wordlessly, Jerry stands, sighing. He walks out the front door of the building.
Wait, Jerry, you forgot your costume. Why is he crossing the street? Huh. He'll be back soon. Hopefully. Anyway, this is one of our registers. Scan the item's barcode here. Pass it to your assigned bagger, who will bag the item. When the customer gives you money, press the open register button, put the money in, give them your change, then press close register.
But, don't press the close register button when the register's already closed, okay?
Oh, I would never. Your Uncle Vince, sorry, force of habit. My brother-in-law, Vincent Maserati, died because he pressed close register when it was closed. I won't make the same mistake.
Good, then we're off.
Wait, what about her? Who's she?
James points to one of the other registers. A line of customers seeming to wrap around the store stems from this register. However, everyone waiting in it appears to be a guy buying chocolate or flowers.
Standing at the register was the most gorgeous woman James had ever laid eyes on. Except his wife, of course. She has long, velvet red hair and huge, she was pretty.
Mr. Jameson, are you okay? It seems like you're narrating?
Sorry, I'm married.
Oh my god, congratulations!
Anyway, that's Cinnamon. I should probably introduce you to her if you're gonna be working here.
Clarence, Lindsay, and James butt through the crowd of men, all of whom are eager for Cinnamon to ring them up.
Hello, Cinnamon. Busy as always, huh?
Sure is. I don't know why all these guys want me specifically, but I'm hoping that guy 6 from the front can show me.
She winks at the man, who faints in response. She turns back to James.
Or I could always find out from this stud here. The name's Cinnamon, by the way.
Oh my god, this is James Jameson, gag me with a spoon? This guy's married! Just found out, a few minutes ago.
James shoots Lindsay a look, who just giggles innocently. James chuckles, clearly sweating and avoiding any to all eye contact.
Yeah, I've got a wife and kids. You know how it goes.
Good for you, darling. I find that dedicated family men are good at knowing what they want. I'm good at knowing what they want, too.
Clarence steps in between them, pushing James away and helping him scrape his jaw off the floor.
Well, it's time to go and meet your boss. We're all out of time here. Thank you, Cinnamon. Keep up the good work. Let's go, Mr. Jameson.
Goodbye, boys. I look forward to working with you, James. Lindsay, can I discuss a little something with you for a moment?
Sure thing. You guys go on without me. Have fun meeting the boss, Mr. Jameson!
Oh, is he nice?
Oh my god, gag me with a spoon? Not at all. He's the worst.
Clarence and James head towards the boss's office while Lindsay once again begins pushing through the sea of testosterone.
Okay, so before we go in there, there's a few things I should warn you about.
Alright.
For starters, if this should be brought up, and it shouldn't, but just in case, store policy indicates that the word milk and bagel are pronounced milk and bagel while on store property. Also, Mr. Elmsworth has a very, very strict no sleeping at work policy. Don't even try to get away with it. He just knows. It's like he can see you're dreaming.
Clarence stops and shudders, but regains his composure and continues walking.
You know, last guy who slept on a job didn't wake up. And Mr. Elmsworth used him as an example of workplace discipline. Just don't do it.
All right. No sleeping. Got it.
One last thing. When he offers to shake your hand, be firm and look him in the eyes. He can smell fear, and he relishes in it. I myself am petrified of the guy, but just do as I say and he won't haunt your dreams at night.
James begins to laugh, but quickly realizes that wasn't a joke.
Oh, well, he can't be that intimidating. I mean, he runs a grocery store, for Pete's sake.
They reach the boss's office, which seems out of place compared to the rest of the rooms in the back. Instead of small little doors, there is a set of huge wooden double doors. Clarence hesitates, but takes a deep breath and knocks.
Come in.
The door opens to reveal a small office containing ornate wooden bookshelves and an exquisite wooden desk. A man sits in a large chair behind the desk. His hat casts a deep shadow over his eyes, but the cold shiver that runs down James's spine tells him the man is looking right at him. His skin is wrinkled and withered, and his figure is slim but not spindly. The room is full of fog, which James realizes is emanating from the cigar hanging from Mr. Elmsworth's mouth. James also notices a lone mason jar on the desk, but ignores it once the man begins to speak.
If it isn't my favorite little senior store manager. Still having those nightmares, I presume? You look like you haven't slept in a while.
Just too busy doing my job to sleep, sir.
Good to hear. I see you brought fresh meat with you, too.
James begins to stutter, but the man at the desk laughs, rising out of his chair.
It's quite the pleasure to meet you, Mr. Jameson. I hope Clarence here has been sufficient in showing you around.
Mr. Elmsworth extends his hand for a handshake, which James firmly returns. All those fatherly handshakes with Donald really help hone a guy's technique.
Yeah, he's been great, sir.
Excellent. When it comes to store management, Clarence is the best of the best. Now that you've been shown around, let us discuss today's agenda. Now, today is very important, as we are receiving a visit from Health and Safety Inspection Services today. Indeed, groceries will be passing with flying colors, gentlemen. Also, Mr. Pepper's mascot, Little Sweetness, is coming to the store to advertise the last line of Mr. Pepper products before Mr. Pepper gets his degree and rebrands. Make sure he enjoys his time here and that he continues to do his job. Understood, gentlemen?
Yes, sir!
Then there's nothing more to discuss. Get to work, and do close the door when you leave.
5 Interior. Edie groceries, but where Lindsay is. Lindsay has just finished her discussion with Cinnamon, and is about to search for Clarence and James when she hears hurried footsteps and muffled screaming. Was it health inspection day already? Clarence, in a panic and once again not looking where he's going, runs right into Lindsay, knocking her to the floor.
Oh, Lindsay, so glad I found you.
Oh my god, same here. Me and Cinnamon were talking it up and gag me with a spoon. I totally have something to tell you.
Oh yeah, that's great. Anyway, health inspector is coming and I have to prepare. We need to get an A on that inspection and that means I need to be ready. Also, the Mr. Pepper mascot is showing up, so look out for him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to throw up, clean it immediately, and then disinfect the surrounding area.
Clarence runs off. Lindsay is about to stand when she sees a hand is being offered to her.
So, looks like you're stuck on Jameson duty.
James helps her to her feet, and they both begin walking towards wherever Clarence started off to. A few minutes later, Lindsay and James are on the work floor, surrounded by a sea of bustling customers.
Okay, Mr. Jameson, this is your time to shine. I have to go help Clarence prepare for health inspection, and you'll be on this floor.
James looks over at Clarence, who is currently hyperventilating into a paper bag, and then back at Lindsay.
Alright, doesn't seem too hard. Just walk around, ask people if they need help with anything.
Oh my god, gag me with a spoon. You're a natural at this. Yeah, just go up there and, do it.
As James begins to walk around the store, a frazzled-looking mother approaches him. "Excuse me, sir, do you know where the milk is?"
Ma'am, it's pronounced milk here. If you don't say it correctly, I'm going to have to remove you from the establishment. Store policy, not mine.
All right, do you know where the milk is?
Aisle 7, next to the Kai's cheese and coffee creamer.
The mother leaves, but the father, doing his own shopping because of the couple's clearly strained relationship, walks up to James.
So I was looking at the bread and grain section, and I don't see any bagels. Are you guys out? They're pronounced bagels. You would know this if you read the policy's fine print when you entered the premises next to the big cardboard cutout. And, yes, we're out. Please say it right next time. I don't want to have to kick you out.
James continues to walk around the aisles, helping those who need it. However, the more people he talks to, the more he begins to realize that a lot of really bizarre people shop here. His thoughts are quickly interrupted by the perfect example. Two guys approach him, one dressed for a safari, the other dressed specifically for duck hunting in swampy areas. Both men are wearing Crocs. Very weird outfits for very weird people.
Crikey, mate! We've been pursuing your aisles for ages and we can't seem to find where you keep your gator!
Wait a minute. Aren't you that guy from that TV show on the Nature Network, Gator Guy Gary?
Oh, you betcha, mate. Me and Crocodile Carly live and breathe gator. Hey, Carl, what do we eat for breakfast?
Yuck, Gator.
What's for lunch?
Yuck, Gator.
Dinner?
Yuck, Gator too. Yeah, you guys do that.
Perfect, you nailed it.
Every episode.
The two guys walk away, continuing their search for gator meat in a store that doesn't sell it. James backs slowly away from them, but almost bumps into another customer, who quickly steps aside to avoid him. This man is tall, and looks like he jumped out of a silent film about the Wild West. He wears a cowboy hat and aviator sunglasses. A cigarette hangs from his mouth.
Sorry, sir, but this is a no-smoking area. You're gonna have to put that out.
The man spits his cigarette onto the floor, stepping on it with a heavy boot. He says nothing, and makes no motion to pick up the squish smoke.
Is there, anything I can help you find?
My name's Deputy Sheriffson III. I'm looking for as much whiskey as your store is willing to sell me.
Alcohol is at the other end of the store. Keep walking that way, and if you see frozen goods, you've gone too far.
The man nods slightly and saunters off. Just how weird can these people get? What's next? A clown?
Hey, excuse me.
Why did you have to say clown? Why? Just why did you have to say clown?
How can I help you? Oh, God!
The clown standing before James laughs grossly at James's fearful reaction.
Hey, listen, bud, I got a show tonight and I need some candy for little shits. Where's that at?
Aisle 11.
You guys sell liquor? Completely unrelated.
Back of the store, if you reach frozen goods, you've gone too far.
Thanks, man. And listen, bud, when you're around Bozo the Clown, you better turn that frown upside down.
Okay, seriously, there's something wrong with that guy. What the fuck is a clown doing here anyway? James continues down the aisles, spotting a man who looks very confused about the price of some items.
Need any help, sir?
Yeah, man, these prices are whack. Who the fuck charges this much for a packet of Kool-Aid? The fuck you think you thought?
I mean, I'm no expert on the prices of Kool-Aid products, but, it doesn't look too expensive to me.
Nah, brother, these fools whack and they think they pulling a fast one on your boy Tyrone. I'm a connoisseur. But I'm an expert on that Kool-Aid shit, and this purple powder expensive as hell, man.
So why buy it?
Fool, you think my guy had to hook up on this shit, I'd be here? My Kool-Aid guy ain't got no more, so I gotta walk my ass to the store and get me some. Fucking got a whole box of chicken at home, man. I got nothing to drink with this, sucker.
Yeah, that's quite the dilemma.
Yeah, fool, but shit, I barely got enough of this shit. Can't go home without that purple powder, though. We can't go home in jail with that popo on my tail. Ain't going back, now, mean cut?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're saying to me, sir.
Man, I'm just making small talk, my boy. What, two white guys can't talk in a damn store? Y'all know that daily chit-chat, feel me?
Tyrone begins to walk away, but stop and turns to face you. Yes, you, the listener.
What? Y'all ain't thinking I ain't white or some shit? The fuck you think you thought, man? Y'all racist as shit.
He walks off, leaving James just as stunned as most of you probably are right now.
Our suburban heroes are in a bit of a bind here. The health inspector is on his way, James keeps running into strange customers, and the Jameson children haven't had a single line or mention in this episode yet. Will anything change? Will our heroes survive their day at the grocery store? Will everything just go back to the status quo by the end of the episode? Tune in next time to meet the Jamesons to find out.
Jamesons, meet the Jamesons, they're the modern suburban family. From the Heedy Valley, they're a house right down on William Street. Someday, maybe James will win the fight, then the Prescotts will move out overnight. When you're with the Jamesons, have a yabba-dabba-doo time, a dabba-doo time. We'll have a straight old time. We'll have a